What's going on? The JMJ Mustang, I'm back with it. As I predicted, I have changed, let me get my finger out of the way, I have changed the strings to these. Notice the 760F-MUS. These are specifically made for the Mustang bass. You need to use these because of especially the string through portion of the bridge, which is the only way that you can string this. There is no option to string it through the end of the bridge. You have to use the string through. So, tonally, my observations, and I just did this, so these are still stretching out. These feel much more comfortable to my fingers. I'm more used to Labella than I am to the Fenders. The Fenders were a little stiff. These aren't quite as stiff. I like the gauges better. The E string's a little fatter, but not as stiff. They have a little bit more upper mid-range to them, you know, much like the Tomastics do. The Fender flats have a great sound, but they're very woolly in the lower register and very muted, I found. Yeah, they sounded good. You know, I did a jazz rehearsal and they sounded pretty good, but I think these will sound much better. They just speak more articulately and they feel better. That's the main differences. When I think of strings, I think of tires on a car. You know, these are where the rubber meets the road. You want to change the sound of your bass, you're playing whatever, the easiest way is to, and cheapest way is to use different strings. Simple as that. You know, changing pickups to me doesn't do as much as people like to think. Changing bridges doesn't do as much. Changing the strings, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, does more. Now, we're not talking about a jazz bass where you're changing a single coil to a stack coil or something to get rid of the hum. That to me sometimes is a necessity change. I have two jazz basses, one that I put DiMarzio DP123s in, and an older one with flats that I just left the way it was. I didn't want the tone to change at all. And putting in those stacked humbuckers will change the sound. But it'll also get rid of that hum. This bass doesn't hum. I don't see myself changing anything on this other than the strings. I like LaBellas better. Maybe you will too. Maybe not. Anyway, enjoy the day.